In the 90s? Damn right I was a racist.
Yeah, I confess, Father, I confess, cause I've been living wrong. I know.
What's going on, carnalitos? So yeah, man, I can honestly say that back in the 90s, I was a racist, man. But I was a racist against my own people. I hated other people from my own race just because they were from another hood, from another set. See, back then out here, it was a war zone, man. It You can go to any neighborhood, you see 20, 30, 40, 50 guys out there hanging around, and people were going around trying to kill you, and vice versa. It was an era of complete mayhem out here in LA. It was something new. It was something that hadn't happened anywhere in the country yet, and I was part of it. It was during the late '80s and especially during the '90s, man. That the gang warfare just ramped up. Guns started coming into play, at least in my area, probably like around late 90, 91. Before that, you would hear a couple shootings, you would get a murder here and there. But after the 90s kicked in, it was a different ball game, man. It was a different ball game, and we just ramped it up, and I was there to ramp it up with everybody else, man. It's easy for somebody who's never lived that life or had a part of the life to sit there and just judge somebody off the back, to sit there and think that we're just ignorant minorities. But it's not that, man. We had just gotten here. We're trying to fight for a piece of the pie, man. And unfortunately, we started fighting each other. But we've been fighting each other now for how many years? 40 years? Have we gotten anything out of it? Have we owned any blocks? Do we own any apartments? Do we own any houses? Nah, man. All we end up getting is the memories and that pride, that orgullo. Yeah, my hood, this and that. But you know what? That don't mean nothing, man. In the real world, that means nothing. But back then, my mentality was, if you ain't from my hood, you mean nothing to me. If you ain't got something to give to my hood to advance my hood, you mean nothing to me. And the hood meant everything to me. I mean everything, brother. I would be willing to kill for the hood. I'd be willing to go do life in prison for the hood. And there's many people out there that are in the same boat as me, man. And they can relate. And it was a fucked up, horrible time. But yeah, I was racist against my own kind. It would be to the point where I would dehumanize them, man. You weren't a brown man. To me, you were nothing but a stray dog, and I'm just putting you out of your misery. That's the mentality we as gang members had. Then some, now not as much. But that's just how life was. We adapted. We came over here. We thought that this is how life is. We're in a war zone, and that's what it was. There'd be days, weekends that you just have shooting after shooting after shooting, man. They'll come over here, we'll go over there. It was like the Wild West. It was something that was never seen. Out here in my area, it's pretty much Latino gangs, man. There's a couple black gangs, a couple cities out, but we never had beef with them then nor now. It was our own killing our own. And the majority of places, that's what it is. It's brown on brown and black on black. Yeah, you do have a couple of sets that beef that are Latino and black, but even those things, people will sit there and automatically say, "Oh, they're racist," and they will say some racial shit because, like I said, you dehumanize those people, man, and that's on both sides. You're in a gang, it starts ramping up. If it's easy to kill your own, you think you're not gonna sit there and kill somebody of another race? Yeah, man. But at the end of the day, it's all about the hood in that sense, and that's what you think. You're just thinking about your neighborhood. You ain't thinking about your family. You ain't thinking about your kids. You ain't thinking about nothing else. You're wrapped up in that fucking madness that's called gangs. Back then, I was a different animal, man. I was a guy who just didn't care. If I didn't care about my life, do you think I'm gonna hesitate to fucking put a hole in you? You got people that would sit there and make all kind of stupid little comments and think that they're gangster, man. And those are just the kind of people that I would fucking go out and hunt for, man. You got, real gangsters back in those days that were banging. They knew that there was other fools banging like them. The dummies that sat there and talk that shit like they do now are the same ones that be victimized, man. It was a world of predator and prey, man. And I could say I was probably prey for like a year or two, but after that, I became a predator. And I would do anything to try to advance my neighborhood. But I was wrong. I was so wrong, man. I gave up so many years of my life to the hood. I gave my hood a solid 10 years, man. And I mean full throttle. I don't mean half stepping. I mean a solid 10 years. And and I got nothing out of it, man. I got nothing but misery, man. I got nothing but losing years from my family. I lost 8 years of my daughter's life, man. That's one of like I said, that's one of my biggest regrets. And all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help other people from making those same mistakes, man. I'm trying to help people to learn from what I've done and know that they can become somebody else in life. That only because you chose a certain path when you're young, you're not stuck with it, man. You know, it's all about choices, carnalitos. It's all about choices. You know, it's real easy for people to sit there and look at gang members and look at people who are dysfunctional and just say, you know, what's wrong with these guys? These guys must be animals. They don't know how to act. But when you've never been taught how to act, you're not domesticated, I guess let's say, then what do you expect, man? I came from I would say a broken family, man. My mama was a dope dealer. My brother was from a rival set. So all I had to me was the hood, man. And the hood meant everything to me, man. There was nothing bigger or better than the hood. I would put my mom to the side. I would put my brother to the side. I'd grab my own little daughter and put her to the side, man. Because if you ain't from my hood and you ain't about the hood, then you got nothing for me, man. And that was the mentality of not just me, but I mean hundreds of thousands of kids out here in LA, 100,000 of young men out here in LA with no guidance, man. And we were out here killing ourselves all day long. And yeah, it was a form of genocide. The only unfortunate thing was it was us killing each other. And even when you have now black and brown gangs fighting, right? Up the back, people say, oh, they're fucking racist. Those Latinos are racist. It's not about being racist, man. It's a gang war, man. Those Latinos that are banging on those black guys and those black guys that are banging on Latinos, it's not that they hate those races, but since it's already ramped up and you got it so pumped up already, you got so much anger towards them, then of course they start calling each other the N-word. They start calling each other dissing Mexicans. They go back and forth, and it portrays that pretty much all like Latino gangs are racist. Those black gangs are racist against Latino, and it's not, man. It's a gang war. It's a gang war that started many years ago, and they continue to happen today. And unfortunately, we do it. After so many years of destroying my neighborhood, I'm now trying to make a difference, man. I've been out here since '99. I still live in my neighborhood. I try to help these youngsters out, and I'm trying to make a difference in a positive way, man. I took so much from my neighborhood. I said I loved my neighborhood, and I did it, man. I was just a greedy, selfish person who cared nothing but for himself and for his hood, man. And now that I started this forum, I've seen there's plenty of us out there, man. We're out here trying to get our lives together. We're out here trying to help each other out. But you know what? As long as we get stuck in that mentality where, oh, you were a racist back then, or you were this, or you never changed. Nah, man, you're wrong. People change, man. People start evolving. People start growing. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get that conversation going. We're talking about it. Before, when we started gangbanging, I say this time and time again, we didn't know any better. This was something new to us. This was something new to America. It was something new to LA. And it just kept going like wildflower, man. But now that we've been doing this shit for, 40 years strong? Man, brother, we need to wake up. We need to figure out that's not where it's at, man. People do change. We change. And little by little, we can start changing the future of our kids, man. We're not going to change this shit overnight. I'm not foolish enough to think that. But just how it took so many years to get where we're at, it's going to take that many years to get out of this hole. I know when I started this forum that people were going to start trying to look at my pedigree and say, this guy's this guy that. But you look at my shit, I'm solid, man. I ran these streets, man. I was banging on these streets. I was ready to give my life up for this thing, man. I was ready to take your life for this thing, man. But now that I'm a 44-year-old man, been through all that, seen it, you can go from that extreme to this extreme, brother. I lived that life full throttle, homeboy. It wasn't no half-stepping on mine, man. I lived it full throttle. Anybody who knows me knows I'm not fucking bullshitting, man. But now, like I said, I'm trying to fucking bring light to this, man. I'm trying to show people that there is another side to this, that there is an exit, man. You just got to take it, man. Typically, what keeps us in the hood, it's our own pride, man. It's our own pride that we just can't swallow. It's, somebody bumps into you like, fuck that. Somebody looks at you, fuck that. You're so quick to get aggressive. You're so quick to get gangster. And that's not how it rolls out here, man. This is a different yard, people. But this yard out here, we got it all, brother. We got it all. We got the biggest canteen. We got Costco. We're free, man. This is freedom, bro. It used to be so easy for me to say, I love my raza, I love my neighborhood. But now I can truly say, dude, I love my raza, I love my neighborhood, man. Because back then, how am I going to sit there and say, I love my raza, but then on the weekends, I'm trying to fucking kill you. On a Tuesday, I'm trying to kill you, man. That's not loving my raza. That's just not loving myself or loving anybody else. I just hate seeing talented individuals, smart individuals, brother, just losing their lives, man. Going to prison, destroying families. It's something that we just need to learn to evolve out of. This is one young cat that I met at the job site, and he's I don't know if he's quite a gangbanger, still a gang member, but he's still somewhat involved in that life, man. And I talked to this guy, and I just met him on Monday, and we've been talking a lot. And you know what? He's a very smart individual, man. He's a sharp guy, and he's a guy that eventually, if he gets his life straight and takes that path, man, 10 years he's gonna be living the American dream, brother. But like I was saying earlier, we're our own worst enemy, and me and him were having that conversation, and it's true, man. It just breaks my heart to see young men of that age throwing their life away for nothing, brother, for absolutely nothing. You know, the one great thing that I've learned in this forum as it grows, there's a lot of us out there, man. We all have different stories. We all have different interactions in our hoods. But there's a lot of us out there that have actually been through that crazy shit, have come out of it, and are living pretty much normal lives, man. And we can all do that. Like I said, it's going to take a little time, but we'll get there, man. A story that I did here today, dude, it got me chills, man. The V, brother, respect, homeboy, respect. You guys need to go show some love to the guy, man. You don't have to necessarily subscribe if that's not your cup of tea, as he's put it. But that last story he just put out there, convicted for murder, man. My God, brother, my hat's off to you, man. I appreciate what you shared, man, and I hope some people will actually listen, and I think they will, man. You've definitely got a great message put out there. You definitely are an inspiration to people who've been through that life. You've paid the ultimate price, brother, and I'm glad to see that you're out here actually trying to make a difference and trying to push forward our raza, our people, minorities in general, man. We as minorities go through all kind of shit, but we're our own worst enemy, man. We're too quick to be envious of somebody. We're too quick to judge somebody. We're too quick to call somebody fucking a punk because they're living a certain lifestyle, nerd because they're fucking trying to better themselves at school. When somebody in your area, your race, whatever it is, if they're trying to better themselves, man, stop that hate, brother. You know, the more they better themselves, the better our race is getting, man. Whether it's black, brown, Asian, it doesn't matter, man. We shouldn't be out here trying to help each other out and get off that negativity where it's me against the world. Nah, man. It's at the end of the day, it is that, but it's a team thing too. If we keep on that mentality where fuck that person and fuck this person, man, we're not gonna get nowhere, brother. The only way we're gonna get anywhere in America is working together and coming together as a people, man. Other than that, people, I wanted to say thank you very much for the subscriptions. Keep the comments coming, and if you guys give me some bad comments, not bad comments, disrespectful, I'll give you that. Bye, Felicia, man. Other than that, have a great night, and I'll be catching you guys later, man. Bye.
Yeah, I confess, Father, I confess, 'cause I've been living wrong.